Okay. Is it working or not? Yep, that appears to be working. Whatever, go away. Um, dots. That's what I want. Yeah, no, I can't pop that out, huh? Address. Live chat. Where's the edge? Fuck. There we go. I see an Andrew Yasani 5165 and Woodville Maker Lab. All right. I think I got it working. And I cannot shrink that smaller. Cody Drakars, how are you doing? All right, I think that's as close as it's going to get. I'm doing okay. I wish the resolution of this screen was just ever. Oh, I can change this. If I go to 125, there we go. A little harder to see, but at least I can. It wants me to run the UI at 200% or 150% for the resolution, and the problem is that pushes some of the UI components of the videos and windows off the edge of the screen. But 125% works fine. Hey, I like that UI adjustment because otherwise some of these displays would be unreadable. They would be totally unreadable. All right, and it threw my goddamn display. I want it up here. Stop moving it. Apply. Save it there. Boy, that's annoying. There we go. You can virtually place the display, the second screen, wherever you want. And it keeps moving my second display over here, which when I had the tablet, that's what I wanted. I wanted it over here because that's where it was. But now that I'm using this laptop in physical space, the second display is above the second screen. So that's where I want it in virtual space too. I just got done talking to Michelle. She's doing okay. Let's see, can I send her a link? Um, how do I do that? Pop out dashboard. What's this? Send feedback. Reset. Copy? What did I copy? Whatever that is not what I wanted. um, share. Here we go. Email. Chrome. Okay, yeah, that's right. Chrome is not my default. Email. And it's trying to use Chrome as a default now. Try. Can I reset that? Nope. Am I stuck now with it using Chrome? Oh, video link. Copy. Gmail. Now what? Okay, now it reconnected. Huh, that was weird. The connection seemed to drop, and there seems to be a huge lag. It says I'm live. Playback speed normal, quality 40p, that's fine. I did update this to the latest version. Monetization is on. Automatic is recommended. Yep, we'll leave it alone. How do... There's a way to do a low latency mode. How do I do that? Stream settings. That's stream URL. Okay. Streaming software. Audience. No, it's not made for kids. It's not a paid promotion. It's not altered content. Huh? Mm-hmm. Standard YouTube license. Oh. Hmm. Whatever. Really? Boy, there's a huge lag. How do I get rid of that lag? Like, that's a pretty big lag. I guess I need to just ignore it. Okay. There's Michelle. The camera, I'm using a different camera on a laptop, so I can't show you the kitties. They're down here below the camera. Well, one of them is. My little Ender is. Oh, and Nosey's here too. Yeah. Hi, baby. You good boy. Come on. So now I should be able to open. Can I copy this here? Yes, I can. Good. Let's go rename. Although I probably haven't updated. Yeah, I think that updated too. Hmm. Really? Punk. All right, I think that's a little too big. Display settings. Number two. You're at 200%. Let's do 175%. Yeah, I think that's better. That's pretty easy to read. What about 150? Yeah, I can still read that too. Okay. We'll try 150 and I'll adjust it if I think we need to. Let's see how Tinkercad looks. Okay. Yeah, that's very readable. I might even be able to go down to 100 or 125. That's all very readable. Display. That we are down to 125. Oh, wrong one. This definitely needs to be 125. This one, I want to change to 125. Uh, that's getting close. That's getting close. Okay. Like I said, the boys are on the bed, but I can't show them to you because this is a different computer and the camera is a fixed angle. So I can't move the camera without moving the entire computer. But Ender's here and Noel's over here. If one of them gets up, I'll grab him. Now, why do I have two icons here? Oh, interesting. It puts it down here. That's annoying. Not there anymore. Yeah, that's pushing it. But I want to try it and see if I can deal with it. Because I like being able to fit more on the screen. Hey, SPC, why does it keep doing that? I don't know why it keeps doing that. It OBS disconnects and then it reconnects. I don't get it. Why? It says frame 0, 3700 kilobits. It's only using 5.5% of the CPU. So this CPU is obviously a little more capable. What I hate is the lag. It's like 6 or 7 seconds. I don't know how to stop that. I thought I remember maybe you can't do it while you're in a live stream, but I thought I remembered there being a it says excellent, stream is healthy. There's like a low latency mode you can do. But maybe you can't be actively streaming to do that. I don't want live chat. I want top chat. I want live chat. Um, but I have to basically lay down in bed most of the day because my leg is leaking really bad. I'll show you. If you don't like looking at nasty screaming stuff, you're not going to want to see this. So if you don't like nasty screaming stuff, this is when you want to turn away. So if you don't want to see this, here's what my leg looks like right now. It's pretty nasty. And I'm having difficulty making it heal. The the light colored parts you see are dead skin. That's skin that's been oversaturated with water, and so the skin sloughs off. The dark colored skin is the good stuff. That's the scab, and I need it to all scab over. And the problem is, as long as well, I have scar tissue on my legs from when I was 17. Yeah, 17. I got sunburned so badly that I got skin poisoning, and this was like 30 years ago. So now, whenever I get injured in my legs, it's more susceptible to problems. And apparently, I have a fluid retention problem, some form of edema, and that's why I was having difficulty getting into the car a couple weeks ago. When I went to the Rep Festival in Denver, and it's because body was retaining fluid, making all my joints difficult to move. And I didn't catch it fast enough. I have pills I take for that. Hydrochlorothiazide. Just 12 milligrams, just enough to tell my body, hey, piss all that shit out. And the problem is, because usually it's only in the legs. This time it was everywhere, so I didn't recognize it right away. And so by the time I realized it and started taking the pills, it had already started destroying the skin on the scar tissue on my legs and leaking out. So here's the problem. As long as the wound is actively leaking, it can't heal. It's like trying to how do you describe this? I don't know how to describe this. Basically, if there's the tissue has to knit together. And the problem is that initial tissue that knits together is very, very thin. It's like tissue paper. Now, once the tissue paper knitting forms, it gets thicker and thicker and thicker and becomes a normal scab. Um, but if you're leaking fluid through your skin, hey, 3D Medic, if you're leaking fluid through your skin, and I mean actively leaking fluid, like I can see the fluid coming out and dripping down my leg. It fills my shoe with fluid. um, that it can't form that initial skin coating, and so it's a perpetual wound that never heals. And usually, when I take the pills, that stops the retention and stops the fluid. And this time, it almost stopped the fluid. There's still some seepage. Now, when I lay down in bed and go horizontal, that stops most of it. The problem is, it's such a large area that the scabbing starts to split and crack. And it is so painful. Imagine a basketball sized scab and it's going split, crack, split, crack, split, crack. The pain is unimaginable. And then, of course, once I sit up like I am now, there's a tiny bit of extra pressure going to the fluid in the legs. And that's usually enough to push fluid through the splits and cracks that form, and it resoftens that tissue, and now that area is not healed anymore. And the problem is, the only way for me to fully stop it from seeping is to lay in bed. And I can only lay in bed so goddamn long before I go crazy. I mean, it just literally drives me nuts. And so that's where I'm at now. It's slowly healing. You see in that picture, the light milky color areas is where the water has softened the skin and turned it into dead skin. The dark color areas is where it's scabbing properly. Those areas should heal up. And then as more and more of it heals up, it'll begin to close in. And I have to pay more attention to it. And if I see any sort of water retention coming on, start taking those pills before it becomes a problem. And yes, I've already called the doctor, and I gotta wait until they can see me. And my existing doctor can't see me anymore. He's not in the network anymore, and so now I have to wait to be assigned a new doctor. And out here in New Mexico, there's not that many of them, so it takes a while. But I made the mistake of putting pants on, and the problem is the pants turned all of it into dead tissue. Because what happens is the pants get soaked in that fluid and wets the entire scab, turns the entire scab into the light colored. That light colored stuff, that milky colored scabbing that you see on there. I can take my finger and just go and wipe it off, and that skin will come right off because it's dead tissue now. The problem is when I wear pants, it turns the entire leg into dead tissue because it soaks everything, and so I have to wear loose fitting pants that can pull the leg up. And this way, only where it's actively dripping does it stay dead tissue. The rest of it can stay dry and scab up properly. Otherwise, I can't leave the house. It's like, what the hell? It's annoying. It's very, very annoying. The what are you gonna do? You can only get away with abusing your body for so long before you eventually have to pay the piper. You got to pay the consequences. Hi, Michelle. Let me get you a picture of Nosy and Ender. There we go. There's a Nosy. And there's Ender, my stripey boy. They're good boys. They're doing good. No fleeing today. Mm. But, yeah, it's my fault. I should have kept an eye on it. I mean, there's nothing I can do about the water retention. Although, I'm wondering if the water retention was due to the sweet tea. Uh, I drank an awful lot of sweet tea right before this started. That was probably a really bad idea. I mean, like 4 gallons of extra sweet tea. That was probably a bad idea. But I got to get a USB hub because this laptop only has two USB ports, and I'm using both. One for the microphone and one for the um, mouse transmitter. This mouse is not Bluetooth, I don't think. No. So we can't free up the mouse port by using Bluetooth, since that one doesn't have Bluetooth. Actually, I could probably use. It says it's got a full function 3.2 USB C port, which means I should be able to get a USB hub that allows power pass through and go from there. I was kind of hoping he would show up. We'll give him time to show up. But today's episode has a sponsor. Today's episode is sponsored by Miker 007 because he funded half of a bamboo A1 printer. And you can't see that. There it is. So I found a $10 coupon. I got it for with tax $419.87. So that's nice. And so a $10 coupon saved me almost $11. It's about no, not that much. Yeah, yeah, about $11 because it's almost 80 cents of tax, 81 cents of tax for every $10. So by hopefully next week or the week after, depending on how long it takes for this to ship, I ordered direct from Bamboo. I will have an A1 combo. And that's thanks in large part to Miker 007. He paid for half of it. I finally sold that damn scooter. Of course. They got me down to 275 on the chat. And when he got here, he nickel and dime down to 265. It's like, he has no idea how close he was. He probably didn't care. I mean, these people usually don't care. You know, to them it's a deal. But he was this close to me saying, nah, go away. I hate when people do that. When they agree on a price and then they show up and try to dicker even more. Oh, that'd be nice, especially if it's more than four. We need six tools really is what we need. That to me six should be the minimum. Um, the yeah, because the reason we need six is because then we could do CMYKW plus PET G. That's important. Or PLA if you're printing PET G. But what we really need is cyan, magenta, yellow, white, and black. That'll give us true full color range using full spectrum color. And then we need the PET G, or PLA if you're printing PET G, as a support separation layer. Um, so that's what we really, really need. We really, I mean, obviously, more than six would be even better because then you have more colors. But and you with six for printing something simple, you'd have six colors to choose from, which would be really really nice. You'd be surprised how often I come up with a print. It's like, damn it, I really need like that's actually one of the reasons why I was so interested in the Cobra X, because the combo made it a 7 color printer. You have 4 colors built in. You take away one of the colors and replace it with the combo unit, which you can buy as a combo, and now you have a 7 color printer. Um, that's a big deal. You dramatically increase your color gambit by being able to go to 7 colors, and I can't use full spectrum for that kind of print. It's flat, and what do you mean? Am I sure? Of course I'm sure. I clicked on the damn link. Oh yeah, that's 6. Very cool. What I would be totally happy with is if AnyCubic did a Cobra 4 Max with with the combo, because but go back to the Cobra 3 Max dimensions, not the Cobra 4 or Cobra 2 I mean, because I know at one time they were doing 420 by 420 by 500, and then they switched to 420 by 420 by 450. No, 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 no. Go back to the 500 millimeter. Okay, give me the 420 by 420 by 500 with the built-in combo. The Cobra X head, and then do the same thing you do with the Cobra X. Allow us to add the AMS type unit to it, and now we'll have a 420 by 420 by 500 millimeter build volume with 7 color options. That's awesome. I mean, are you going to do a true multicolor print with that? No. You're begging for some pain with the wastage and the color swaps. But for doing flat things, yeah, you can do a lot with that. And they're already affordable. But oh, you guys can't see the screen. Here we go. Duh. But yeah, a 6 tool changer. I guess ultimately it comes down to how much. It's called a screen capture, dude. Screen capture. Well, see, that's also the thing too. When it's kind of a catch-22 that's really annoying, because the bigger printers benefit from having more space for tool changer heads. But the bigger printers don't need tool changers as badly as the small printers do, because most people aren't printing 400 millimeter tall multicolor prints. They're printing, My Buddies and Dragons and stuff like that, which are all small prints. And that's where a larger XY build volume is your benefit, because it allows you to add more objects to the plate, which allows you to amortize your wastage over more prints. Because the more prints you add, the less wastage you have, because the color swaps are per layer, not per object. So if you print, 15 objects instead of 10 objects, you just reduced your waste per object by 30%, because the 15 objects is going to have exactly the same poop waste as 10 objects. And but I think everything's going to go to tool changer though. I think we already see the writing on the wall. FlashForge is doing it for 700. Snapmaker is doing it for 900. It'll be another year or two before we have $400 or $500 printers that are tool changers. So I think the writing is on the wall, and that eventually we're going to all switch to tool changers. But the Cobra X is also a good compromise. By moving everything so close to the head, um, you get some of the benefits of both. I don't know. Hmm. It'll be interesting. Well, I guess ultimately it'll be interesting to see how much of this gets banned by the government over the next few years. That's where it's going to really get interesting. Huh? Goddamn code again. Oh, it's because it's a new browser. Ow. Any new movies released today? The Punisher got released. The Magic Faraway Tree. Never heard of that. The new Mummy, which I heard wasn't very good. Hail Mary was freaking great. Mark of the Bee Bright Creatures. That could be fun. What was that? Mhm. Here we go. I can show it here without doxing my own address. View order status. Yeah. Come on. Really? Another verification code? I'm just looking for an order status. How hard is it be? 21814. They need to make these systems intelligent enough to only require the second layer of security when you're going to actually be accessing important information. But there it is. The A1 is in the processing stage. Did I actually save the taxes? Did it charge me more anyway? Let's see. $3.99 times 1.08125. Yeah, it should have been $431. So I saved $11 in tax. Hell yeah. So no, wait a minute. Oh no, because that's $10 as well. So 389 times 1.08. 125 is 420. So they charge me the tax on the $10 discount. That's annoying. Oh, ouch. Oh no, wait a minute. I'm an idiot. It's $1 in tax I saved, and I did save that. 420.60 minus. I'm being dumb. 419.87. So 73 cents extra. They must not be charging the local. They must be charging the 8% tax and not the 8125 tax. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I'm being dumb, of course. I saved the $10 and I saved almost an extra 75 cents in tax. I'm okay with that. That makes me happy. Less tax is good. I can't buy anything right now because I have zero money. But I gotta contact Diamondback and see if they'll send me a nozzle for the A1 because I love my Diamondback nozzles. A1 3D. Come on. I decided not to do this because it would have been $456 with tax. And the only thing you get here is a stupid little light bar, which I don't need. Now these do have the hot swappable hot ends, right? That you just pop that hot end right out, unclip it, and stick the new one in. Yeah, quick swap. Mhm. No one's laying down over here. You can't see him on the camera, but he's over here. Weird. I eventually want to get some of these too. I've seen prints with those patterns on it that look amazing, and they appear durable too, which really surprised me. Yeah, 24 bucks for a 4 pack, 2, 4, 6, and 8. No 1 millimeter hot end though. Is there no 1 millimeter nozzle? A1 1 millimeter nozzle. Why did you do that? Why doesn't somebody make a 1 millimeter nozzle? I have my 1 millimeter nozzles. I mean, I could just do a point 0.8 and over extrude by 25%. Make the flow rate 125%. But that's never as clean as just printing with a 1 millimeter. Wait, there's just a regular nozzle inside of here? It's got these inside of this? Interesting. There's even less reason why they wouldn't have a 1 millimeter nozzle. That's kind of annoying. Is this an entire hot end for $6? Oh, it comes with the 3 nozzles plus the hot end for $6. First of all, never use stainless steel. Stainless steel is bad. Oh, you don't want to do that. Fuck. For $6, yeah. Hell, for $6, you buy 3 of them, and you make one of each size, so you can swap in the whole unit. Ow. Oh, purple. Like that just because it's purple. I know that's dumb, but okay. Oh. Use these are nozzle brushes, yeah, because it rubs the nozzle to clean it off each time. AMS light filament hub, 5-way, 4-into-1. I don't get it. Why would you need this? Doesn't this come with the printer? Oh, these are the hot parts. Eventually, I'm going to have a small stockpile of these kind of parts on hand, just because I can't go rape another printer to grab a part since they're very proprietary. Here's a ruby nozzle, but you're much better off a Diamondback, although that's 1/5 the price. Maybe there's a. Of course, there's enough heat. If there's enough heat to print with a .8, there's enough heat to print with a 1. Well, then you slow down. You always print by volumetric flow. So it doesn't matter whether you're using a 1 millimeter nozzle or a 0.2 millimeter nozzle. You push by volumetric flow. Hey, Jerry, look what I'm getting. Bamboo A1 combo. Micro 007. He funded half of it, and I funded the other half. And so I ordered that today. Well, that's the thing, though, is when you print with a 1 millimeter nozzle, you can actually reach bamboo speeds on an Ender 3. Because again, it comes down to volumetric flow. When you're printing with a 0.4 millimeter nozzle, most of the older style printers, they can't transfer enough heat to the plastic to reach the full volumetric flow that your printer is capable of. But when you go to a larger nozzle and you slow down the linear velocity, you allow more heat transfer. I can print parts on my Anycubic Chiron or my longer LK5 Pro faster than you can on a bamboo printer. Just because I could put a 1.2 millimeter nozzle in that bitch and print with a 0.6 millimeter layer height or even a 0.8 millimeter layer height. And I can reach volumetric speeds that'll make a bamboo printer go. Now, of course, theoretically, if you could put a 1.2 millimeter nozzle in the bamboo, it could do exactly the same thing. But since you can't get nozzles like that for those, yeah. Now, of course, this only works for um, thick things. So if you're printing, you know, I don't even have one handy. If you're printing something crazy thick, you know, with thick walls like this, where and it's in vase mode or something like that, and you don't need, super crispy, pretty details. Like when I'm printing my outdoor lanterns and stuff like that, the vase mode ones, um, I can reach effective print speeds that are well. Let's do the math. Um, your bamboo printer is going to probably average around 100 millimeters a second with a point 0.4 nozzle. So in order for you to print, um, let's see, in order for you to print 10 millimeters of plastic, you would have to print, um, let's do the math. Instead of guessing, and you're going to have to do three perimeters. Mm, yeah, three would work. Yeah, 4 8 12, three would work. Um, three perimeters at zero point 0.4 millimeter tall. No, point 0.3 millimeter tall. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt and assume that the geometry of the model would allow that. So to print 10 millimeters divided by zero point 0.3, that's 33 times 3, that's 100. You would have to make 100 loops at 100 millimeters a second, even 200 millimeters a second. You'd have to make 100 loops to print 10 millimeters of this model. With a 1.2 millimeter nozzle and a 0.8 millimeter layer height, I only need 12.5 loops. So even if I'm running at 20 millimeters a second, I'm whooping your ass. It's just you. I don't care how fast your printer is. You're not catching up to me if you have to print 100 loops and I only have to print 12 loops. Now, of course, this is okay. Thanks to who? Um, Now, of course, this is very, very situationally dependent. If we're gonna print something pretty, something nice or something with details, then obviously the bamboo is gonna kick its ass every day. Some of the speeds I've seen these printers go is just well, and not just the speed, because speed is not really that big a thing. I mean, even these smaller printers can do some speed. the thing is, the quality they achieve at the speed is just mind blowing. You know, when I see people crank out of these, X1 carbons and P1s and stuff like that with just the printer looking like it's shaking itself apart, and yet the final print is not only fast, it's complete and it's beautiful. If I were to try to print at half that speed on my Anycubic Viper, could I do it? I question whether I could. And even if I could somehow melt the plastic fast enough to do that, it sure as hell isn't going to look as nice. um, I mean, some of these prints that I've seen people pull off these printers look like they're fucking injection molded. I mean, there's this guy, How to Be Texan. I can't stop thinking about it. He had this little multicolored model of a Gengar. Now, of course, it was a glitter filament, which hides imperfections. But even still, even when accounting for that, the quality in that print was nothing short of astonishing. And he had spikes all over him. And each of those spikes was crispy and sharp enough to puncture you and make you bleed. I mean, God damn, that was a nice print. I want to make that print. I don't care how much waste there is. I want to make that Gengar print. Just because that was just so beautiful. What a print. Now that's something that maybe my Ender 2 could do that, but single color. So I would have to make it a multi-part model, which is doable with the Gengar. Because it's just the mouth and the eyes that are a different color. So theoretically you could do that as a multi-part no AMS model. Um, but it's just the quality. Now, of course, when I say I kick the ass of a bamboo printer, I'm talking about a very specialized print under very specialized conditions. Vase mode, using a very large nozzle. It's an outdoor print. But as soon as you get into anything with any kind of detail, these printers are just phenomenal. They really, truly, they've refined them very well. Oh, have you watched the Civil Rights Attorney? And the the AGPL group is getting ready to spank Bamboo's ass about their non-compliance with the AGPL. Yeah, you opened up that can of whoop ass, Bamboo. That was a bad move on your part. How do I stop this from auto adjusting? This is really annoying. The brightness of the window is causing it to auto adjust the brightness and contrast too much. Um, but yeah, that's the Bamboo's definitely going to regret cleaning up that can of whoop ass. Yeah, that's something they did not want to do and they didn't realize it, and now it's too late. Now they're screwed. So they're going to have to do a lot of backpedaling. Ooh, thank you, Jerry. Dude, you rock. Jerry just sent me $100. You freaking rock, dude. And I can actually spend that money on the printer because I'm not behind on anything. My car insurance is paid. I got a little over a quarter tank in the gas in the car, and my all my bills are up to date. I have an electric bill and a water bill due, but the electric bill is only $71 and the water bill is only $27. And what I'm going to get in the next 5 to 6 days from Amazon and Patreon will be just enough to pay for that. So I'm actually caught up on my bills, which means I can actually use this for the intended purpose of printer stuff. Okay, transfer. I'll have to wait a couple days, but that's okay. Transfer 100, yes. It'll be here either Friday or Monday. You rock, dude. Thank you very much. Oh, is that how it works? The heating block is in the back, and the clamp holds the hot end onto the block? Yeah. No, that's all right. It's fine. Zelle is just zelle@nerese.com. And the phone number should work for Zelle as well. Let's see. What else they got? Well, I want to get started on printing those parts to put the AMS light on top of the printer. Also because I want to put it on a cart like this. I already have a cart, so well no, those two carts have a dedicated purpose. When because what was it, Big Bad Joe, I think? It has got the Elegoo's that will eventually make it to me. And I got carts dedicated for those. Wow, that's pretty. Yeah, but besides a couple of nozzles and filament, I'm going to take my same advice that I give everybody else: is you don't upgrade, you don't add crap, you learn to use the printer as it is first. See, I wouldn't mind something like this if it was actually a good deal. But that's really not a good deal. It's only 200 grams each, but you get 16 colors. And for the kind of stuff that I'm printing, this is fantastic because you get that variety of colors that you need to do multicolor prints. But this is only a little over three kilograms for $70. Ouch. That's $23 a kilogram. Too much. In concept, it's a good idea, but in reality, it's a bad deal. What screws become loose? You might have the heater block plate. Okay, so that's a maintenance item I need to worry about. Okay, sounds like change the nozzle, tighten the screws, maybe a little blue Loctite. Bamboo is going to have to learn the hard way uh, that they can't lock in their customers. Proprietary lock in is not going to work. That only works for the first year or two. After that, as they can currently see now, oh, yeah. So whenever I change the nozzle, just tweak the screws a little bit. Make sure they're snug. Um, Bamboo's going to have to learn that if they attempt to lock in their customers, all the other printer manufacturers are going to eat their cake. Commercials on here? You're getting too many commercials on my stream? I have the commercials set to be pretty modest. Hang on. Why can't that work? I don't want you guys getting slaughtered with fucking commercials. Hang on. Let's see. I have automatic, medium. Let's go low. Okay. Save. Okay. I turned it down to low. It's not like I make all that much off it anyway. Done. Like I said, the you may have missed it earlier, but this is my. You could technically call this my first sponsored episode ever. Miker 007 sponsored the purchase of an A1 combo. He paid for half of it. I paid for half of it, and so I put up $220. He put up $200, and I just ordered it this morning. I have an A1 combo ordered from um, Bamboo. Thanks, Big Bad Joe. Ooh, that reminds me. Thank you. I have to send myself a super chat. So once again, a little tip for you guys who might not know about this, a little trick. Google has what's called Google Rewards. So it's called Google Opinion Rewards, and you tell it, yeah, I went to that place. Here's my receipt, or here's what I thought about this place, stuff like that. Um, and you get money. The problem is it's not real money. You can only spend it on the Google Play Store. Now, for people like my sister, my brother, that's fine. They spend enough money on the Play Store that that's worth it to them. I don't. I don't play games, and I'm a cheap motherfucker. I'll pirate the fuck out of everything. um, the um, but I did find a way to extract my Google Rewards money as cash. Now I lose 30% of it. So the $10 Big Bad Joe sent, I'll get seven, and YouTube will keep three. So the same thing's going to happen to my own super chat, but that's okay because any cash is better than no cash. Now, of course, it'll be a while before I get it because the it's part of Google AdSense, and so there's a minimum $100 payout. So I have to reach that $100 threshold before I get any of that money, which is usually 3 times a year. So what I'll do is I will put. I always wait until I get past $10. 12.74 buy and send, and then when I go to pay for it, I can use my Google Play balance, which this is part of. Bingo, bango, who's your daddy? I get to send myself the 1274. Hell yeah. Just a little trick to squeeze a little extra money out of these guys. Um, this past week, I made $41 for Ibotta when I went my grocery shopping. I also got $4 from Upside, but I can't collect that until I hit 20. And I also got another $5 from um, what's that game where you buy virtual real property? A GPS. Atlas Earth, and you earn rent from Atlas Earth. Well, I just did my second $5 withdrawal, so I was like, that's free money. So yeah, so this 1274 comes from answering these little questions that pop up. Hey, did you visit Walmart? Do you have the receipt? And you get like 17 cents. And did you do a search for this? How'd you like the results? How was the balance with the ads and whatnot? Those are great because they usually pay over $1. But yeah, just little ways you can make money. But you reminded me to I keep forgetting to pay myself the super chat. You got to do it during a live stream. So if you have a live stream, that's a way for you to extract the cash out of the Google rewards. Well, actually, one thing I do need to order. Do I have the money? Hang on, let me check. So I need to order a hub. So, let's see. Come on, load. $46. I got enough. I got my phone bills coming up. I gotta make sure I have enough in there because they charge more money if you don't have enough for the automatic payment. They charge a late fee. Like, since when do you get charged a late fee for a phone bill? Cheap bastards. Let's see. USB C hub. They should not be expensive. I need multiple USB ports, but I also need um, power pass through. 100 watt PD. Okay. See, a lot of these are just strictly hubs. And I need a hub that'll also pass through power, since I'm using the laptop's power port as the hub port. I would love to get one that takes SD cards like this. I'm certainly not paying that. Yeah, I know. That's data only. That's a stupid price. The adapter. I'm pretty sure this one does not have power, especially since it has the little adapter there. Yeah, it doesn't have it. This does, though. 7.1. It's got HDMI, so I could do two monitors. Well, that's kind of cool. 100 watt. Oh, it does have SDTF slot. Okay. And then I can use that. PD, I can power only, so I can plug in my power supply. This laptop only takes 65 watts, so that's fine. Okay. Add to cart. Right. And that takes care of my memory card access as well. Okay. Let me switch so I don't dox myself again. 16 bucks. I can deal with that. That'll get me a point 0.6 and a 0.8 millimeter nozzle for the A1, because that is something I do want right away, is the ability to use larger extrusions. And only 9 bucks for the 10 bucks for the USB-C hub, which gives me power and memory card. Let's see here. Arriving, yeah, fewer trips is fine, since um, uh, I won't have the printer by then, so I might as well tell it to take its time. Although I could use the hub. Mm, I don't need it that badly, because I only need a microphone when I'm streaming. Okay, I can wait. Okay, that takes care of the hub issue. Well, that one actually looks pretty nice too. Okay, that takes care of that. Yes, I ordered directly from Bamboo. There it is. My order from Bamboo Labs. Got it for $419.87 with tax. They have when you go to order it, if you've never ordered from them before, there's a little green flag that comes up on the right hand side here for new customers, and you get $10 off over $100. It's like I'm not turning down $10. Actually, $11 when you factor in the tax savings. Ow, I'm leaking. I'm gonna have to shampoo my floors when I'm done because I'm leaking everywhere. Yeah, Micro Center is 6 hours away, 6.5 hours away from me. It's up north of Denver, Colorado. That's the nearest one. Or 7 hours out in Tucson, Arizona. It's like, yeah, no. Hey, you get the printer tonight, and you spend 6 hours and $300. Or no, I'm sorry, 12 hours driving the car, and $300 to $350 in gasoline. No, nope, 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 nope. I said, I live in the middle of nowhere, man. I live in the middle of nowhere. Thank God for Amazon. Oh, I found some nice um, filament packs on Temu. Let's see. Sign in. Why isn't it let me do that? Oh, I'm probably not signed in. Oh no, there it is. You got it. No, they'll specifically tell you. Oh, I finally got this. I want this so bad. In fact, as soon as that $100 clears, I'm buying this. I've been wanting this goddamn shirt for so fucking long, and it's finally available in my size. Yes. As soon as that $100 clears, I'm getting this shirt. I want this shirt so bad. If you don't remember this movie, I feel bad for you. Go solve that problem tonight. Oh hell yeah, I want that so bad. I just hope it fits properly. I like the sewn hem here for the collar, which usually means it's the good one. Sometimes the problem I have is it'll have the proper size chest, but the shirt will be too short, so it won't fit me properly. No, disassemble number five. God, I love that movie so much. So you bet your ass I'm getting that. $15? Hell yeah. The where's the filament? Going dark, huh? $9 a roll. Why? So that is a weird number. Is that four? That's less than five, but more than four. That's weird. Now you look for it to be explicit. So See? 10 kilograms. When they don't tell you, that's when you get worried. Um, ooh. Ooh. I don't have the money, but I can still drool, can't I? Oh, is this not all pet cheats mixed? Yeah. Really? PayPal at Narice.com. But Zelle is even better if you have the ability to use Zelle. Zelle at Narice.com. So you have PayPal at Narice.com or Zelle at Narice.com. There you go. Now, see, there's an annoying thing. That says, where is my mouse? There it is. Okay. That says PLA, which is really not bad. Now, is that Pet G? Because that's a really cheap price. I mean, you're talking just over $10 a kilo. But what am I getting? Like, which one of these is which? Because if that's Pet G, that's amazing. But it says material PLA, which I'm still okay with. That's actually really cheap for PLA. That is, wait a minute. No, it's 36, which is just over $10 a kilo. Am I doing the math right, or am I imagining this? 380 divided by 36. Yeah, that's $10.50 a kilo. I mean, you can technically get this a little bit cheaper elsewhere, but the advantage here is the all the colors in one shot. Huh? I got something from Zell. Logging into the bank site. Yeah, one of you guys just sent me $50 by Zell. That's awesome. Thank you. I don't know which one of you was done that. It doesn't tell me the name on there. It just says you received by Zell. Oh, I wonder if I go into Zell, does it tell me? Move money, send with Zell. It might actually tell me when I log into that section. Yeah, 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 yeah. Come on. Oh God, come on. And yeah, you're gonna do the confirmation text. Yep, do it by text. Which I guess makes sense because Zelle is a one-way transaction, so You want to make sure it's verified. Do it again. Okay. Okay, so how does this work? Okay. It looks like J sent me 30 and G sent me 50. There you go. That's you. I wasn't sure which was which, so I just gave a first letter. Does it say what for? Hang on. What's interesting is I haven't gotten the 30 yet. It's in the system, but it hasn't cleared yet. Zelle sometimes does that. You'll see it there partially, but in the next half an hour or so it'll appear. I have to go back into the Zelle thing to see if it tells me any more information. Really? You want to do the confirmation again? Why? Oh yeah, it's showing it. It just hasn't cleared the bank yet. It just sometimes takes a little while. Let's see. The $30 one. Doesn't say any. Oh yeah, go buy that shirt you want. I'm gonna do that right now. That shirt is just so fucking badass. Now something to be careful with also when you go away, go away. You gotta select all, then unselect all, and then select. Otherwise, it picks a whole bunch of stuff. Now this is a local um delivery, so they're gonna charge you what, 2.99 shipping. That's why I said it's $15. So before you order it, check them and see if they have anything else you want, because you pay the same shipping regardless of how many you order. People think I'm crazy. I am. Yeah, just break it, Chris. Break it. That's kind of cool. That's kind of cool. That's too expensive. That doesn't need to be that much. Boy, some of these are expensive. I know exactly how cheap these shirts are, so. I'm not going to add another shirt just because. It's got to be something I actually want. If it's not, then I'll just screw it. Pay the $3. If you guys see something that's like, oh, get that, point it out to me. Space Kitty. Ooh. Yes, it only goes to 6X. 6X in China is about 2X in US. Oh, see, now this is where you got to be careful. Plus size 14 pieces in blah, 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 blah. But what actually matters, randomly send one piece. Randomly send one item. I guarantee you, you're not getting 14 shirts. You're getting one shirt. They got to start cracking down on them doing that. It's not right. Also, be careful of unisex. Usually that just means women's size. No, that's the men's size. Okay. Women's 9X is 61 to 63, while men's 9X is 68 to 72. Although I have had that just straight up lie. They'll just put the wrong one there. Like, you bastards. That's kind of cool. I know someone who would like that. I don't know what size he is, though. Oh, God. Why does it keep expanding these little tiny sections and not expand a whole bunch? Like, why? Expand a whole bunch. Shorts are a little harder. Shirts are pretty easy. You start to learn what to look for. But that's the trick is you got to order a few until you figure out how they're doing the sizing. And then, of course, you got to look at it as well and make sure what they're saying the sizing is actually makes sense. And but you there's just no way for me to get cool stuff like this is completely fake. I'll show you that in a second. That's completely fake. That doesn't exist. That's a very common AI drawing rendering. Oh wow! Remember him? Cool. One thing where I've had very bad luck is button-down shirts. They always end up narrower than their sizing says they are. That's cool. This is my favorite. Here he is again. The other one's better though. 70% of people are stupid. That makes that's a lot closer to the truth than people might realize, and it's scary as fuck. Oh wow, that's cool. Hummingbirds is a big thing around here. I saw my first timer a couple days ago. He came flitting through the tree while I was parked outside. I only saw him for a second. I was like, but that's the first one. Thundercats. All right, let's see what comes up. So that one's kind of cool. It's the it looks like it's the correct shape. It has the contrasting collar, which is a good sign. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So you want that well-defined collar, where it's actually see how it's a separate color on the inside. You have that well-defined collar. Sometimes that means the collars are going to be a little bit tight, but usually that means it's the shirt that's the proper scaling. So there's going to be like 6 different shirts available. They're all the same shirt. They're all this. All right? And then they have these machines. They stick these shirts in the machine and they print them. Um, One of the reasons a lot of these shirts will be set up as a pre-order is because they're actually um, they don't have them in stock. They're having them made in China, shipped to them, and then they reship to us. Yeah, the corn shirt. I've seen better ones though. So I do kind of like that. I like that old school vintage sign look. This I'm actually interested in from a friend. He loves Route 66. The question is, I don't know what size he is. Um, oh, it's really annoying. So I'm gonna put him on a spot. What is your chest size? I don't want to hear no crap. If you don't know it, have someone wrap a goddamn string around your chest and tell me how big it is. Now that's something that a phone does every now and then. That's really annoying. Is when you when I send the text message, it sends the text message, but then it leaves the text in the text box. So I gotta delete it all. It's annoying. I know. I'm pretty sure he would love this shirt because he loves Route 66 stuff, but I don't know what size he is. But for $9, I definitely want to get it. Like this here, this is completely fake. It looks nothing like this. This is embroidered. It's going to be this with a low quality copy of this design printed on it. And you're not going to get this hood either. Now, this is an AI rendering. Yeah, all three are the same. I wish it looked like this because that's badass, but it does not look that nice. This is awesome. And it is the correct size. I do see a separated collar there. Mm, the dimensions are right. Worth taking a gamble. You're not going to be able to get them all, but I'll pick two of them. That's cool. Eh, I wish this was Petchy. It doesn't matter. I don't have that kind of money. But that's a sweet price for that. I mean, look at how many colors you're getting. Well, why are all these the same? Why so many of that color? Well, this is how you pick out shirts. All right. So you see how it's got the sewn hem or collar in the shirt right there? How it's separate? You want to look for that. If it's smooth all the way up, be careful. That's a differently scaled shirt. Um, the big, like for example, the biggest problem that I run into is, well, if they tell the truth and it is a 68 to 72, as you can see, it fits me just fine. Um, the problem with the unisex ones is that sometimes when you buy the men's shirt, it's the same width all the way down, which is important because I got a big fat gut. Um, if you get the unisex ones, a lot of the times it's got the more feminine cut to it, and so the bottom is narrower than the top. So you end up with loose top, super tight bottom, and that's not comfortable at all. Um, then the other thing I have a problem with, and this might be particular to me, because I have an unusual physiological configuration. I'm 6'4" tall, but I only have a 27-inch inseam. So I got really big height, itty bitty legs. At least as far as length is concerned. So when I order pants, I actually have to order petite length pants, unless I want to spend time hemming them up, because I have short legs. And commercial. Well, at least it's not so often anymore, right? Oh, really? It's playing the commercial while I'm talking? That's not so bad. What I hate is when I'm watching a video on YouTube and okay, a commercial pops up. Great, fine. Don't take me out of full screen. I hate that so much when the fucking commercial takes me out of full screen. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if it put me back in full screen when the commercial was done, but it never does. I have to swipe again to go back into full screen. Ooh, that makes me mad. Oh, you can still hear me? Oh, that's weird. Um, so the other big problem I have in this one, you just got to learn from the sellers. That's all you can do. Learn what sellers to trust and what sellers not to trust. Eventually, you can learn to look at the images and kind of guess, and you can increase your odds. And I've had pretty good success. But the other problem I have is length of the shirt, and the shirt will end up too short. So if the length of the shirt isn't long enough to reach my pants, that's a big problem. I bet they do. But once you figure all that stuff out, like for example, what size are you? First of all, you can't use American sizing. American sizing doesn't mean shit. What matters is this number right here, and always go for the larger one. Sorry, the smaller one. Oh, I keep clicking it. I'm trying to highlight it. So 54 to 57, assume 54. Okay? So this one here's 57 to 60, I'm assuming 57. 6x means nothing. Because if this was American sizing, that's my size, 4x. Yet 4x isn't even close, 52. I'm not showing the screen, duh. So you don't go by this. You go by this down here. And you use the smaller of the two numbers. So 6x here is 57 to 60. And the other shirt, this one goes up to 9x. And the important thing for me is it needs to say 68 to 72. If we were to find, for example, let's see. I should be able to find shirt 9XL. Yeah, I made the mistake of ordering like 5 shirts at once. And I got them in the mail and realized, oh shit, they're not going to fit. Let's see. I should be able to find an obvious one. Ooh, is that another one? Different seller? That's a 9X too. And it's the right size. It has the contrasting color. Ooh, I'm going to have to check that out. I like the blue one better, but he might have other stuff. Okay. Um, it's making it hard for me to show you. Maybe they're finally starting to learn and they're not showing me the women's stuff. Because I didn't realize it at first until I ordered a bunch and like, well, what the hell? I ordered 9X. This doesn't fit. Okay, well, I'm not going to mess with it. Whoa, that's only $7? It's the right size, too. Oh. Ooh, he's very new. Well, I don't know if I want to trust him. I mean, you're never going to lose your money. That's never a concern. You'll always get your money back. It's just the waiting a month to be disappointed, and worse if it's a trending or holiday or geotemporal specific item. By the time you get it and get your money back, it might be too late to order it again. That's where it gets annoying. A 5 pack for $14? Yeah, but this is not sizing I can use. Yeah, see? 45 to 48, that's not going to fit. Nice color, though. Let's see. Okay, so you have the same shirt but in green. And you have been around for a while. Wait a minute, is that the same guy I'm looking at right now? No, it's a different guy. Wait a minute, these are all different guys. What the hell? Let me add this so I can save it for later. These are all different. What the hell? I was looking at the same guy. That's annoying. Okay, so these are all different sellers, which means it's worthless to me. What the fuck? They're all different sellers. Talk about pain in the ass. So, do you guys think I should get the green or the blue? Where's it at? There it is. They're about the same price, 50 cents cheaper for the green, but I don't care about that. What pops better? Does the blue pop better or does the green pop better? Nice. Go for the blue. The problem I have with these is that sometimes the graphic is low quality, and so I guess it's not bad, but it's not crystal clear. Like it's a little fuzzy. Like they over enlarged the JPEG a little bit too much when they made it, and that can happen a lot, especially for my shirts because I have to order such a large shirt. So where it might look fine ordering a 3x or 4x, and when you order it at my scale, it suddenly starts to break down. Okay. Select all, deselect all, grab that, and screw it. Again, $1.20 discount, which takes care of part of the um, shipping charge, which I'm okay with. Okay. Now, very, very important. This is probably the most important advice I will ever be able to give you for ordering anything from Temu, AliExpress, Alibaba, Wish, whatever. Any of these Chinese websites. There's only three ways that you can safely pay, and that's Apple Pay, PayPal, and Google Pay. PayPal has its own problems, but that's not related to the Chinese website. If you order with your Visa or MasterCard, your credit card will be hacked within a week. Well, not hacked, but your card number is going to be going to someone else. And it's not because Temu is selling it; it's because the Temu is Amazon in China. In fact, they're probably bigger than Amazon in China. Worldwide, they're probably bigger than Amazon. Temu is a big deal, and they have venture capital angel funders that are just dumping money. Like you saw when I was getting that $100 free stuff every other week from Temu. That's because they were dumping venture capital money into it to keep them afloat until the tariff situation got sorted. Um, so they are a prime target for hackers, and because security is not as big a deal in China as it is here, they don't take it as seriously. So always use Google Pay or Apple Pay because these are what you call a tokenized transaction. When I use Google Pay and I click order, buy with Google Pay, it's going to pop up a little box. I've never actually done this on the PC. There it is. I make sure it's the correct credit card number. Now here's the cool part. I'm paying this with my bank credit card, but Temu is not getting the credit card number. Google charges the amount and then sends Temu the money instantly through this system. And so it's a tokenized transaction. The actual account information that Temu gets is a one-time use token that can't be used again. So you never have to worry about it being stolen through that kind of thing. So always, always, always. On top of that, it's just I use Google Pay for everything if I can because it's easy. I don't have to change credit card numbers. If I want to use a different card today, I just click Google Pay and tap and pick the card I want to use and hit send. And the vendor is no wiser that I've used a different card. But always use. I had my bank had to replace my bank card like 4 times in 3 months because I kept getting these little 50 cent, $2, testing charges where the hackers were testing your account to see if it was valid. The thieves, they're not hackers, they're thieves. Um, and I would replace the card, and then it would get hacked again, and then they noticed, oh, you're using Temu, and so I started using PayPal, but PayPal has a pretty big problem. At least for me, this might not be a problem for you guys, but it's a big problem for me. Um, PayPal prefers you to use the um, the debit card functionality of your card, and that's because the fees for them is lower. If you add a debit card to your PayPal account, PayPal actually has the choice to go through the debit network, even without a PIN, or to go through the credit card network. And the problem is, what? You okay? The problem is PayPal chooses to do both. It's not really PayPal. It's the way they're doing it. So what happens is PayPal will charge your credit card instantly, and then they'll that later on that day they'll also do an ACH transfer from your bank. The problem is they don't release the credit card, and that actually, from their perspective, that makes sense because the ACH transfer is not guaranteed. So they hang on to that authorization hold on your credit card until the ACH clears, and then they release the credit card. So even though it's very annoying for us, from their perspective, it makes sense. They've told the vendor, here's your money, and the vendor has their money instantly, but PayPal does not have your money yet until the ACH transfer goes through. They have your money from the credit card, so if the ACH fails, they just keep the credit card. So they're safe and the vendor is safe. So I know why they're doing it, and I understand why they're doing it. But the problem is, it creates huge problems for me when I order $70 worth of stuff on Temu and PayPal charges me $140, $70 by credit and $70 by ACH, and I don't have $140 in my account. So what happens is my bank, not realizing what PayPal is doing, then charges me a $25 insufficient funds fee charge for each of those transactions. That might be 3 or 4. That might be more than the goddamn transaction total. Um, and then, of course, the weird part is that you go in a couple days later and you go, what are these insufficient funds transfer fees for? And they're looking at it, and you're looking at it, and there's no overdraft. There's no insufficient funds. You had $100, you charged 70, you now have 30. Until they started going through their records and they realized what PayPal was doing by double dipping to guarantee the money, but then also get it the slow way to save on the fees. Banks have actually had to start creating brand new bank accounts for people, basically no checks involved, in order to, I guess, to make it work with their back end so that it avoids this problem. And because of course, thankfully, the bank gave me my money back because we were talking hundreds of dollars in fees here. Now, Google Pay and Apple Pay don't do that. So again, I understand why PayPal, and if you do PayPal with a credit card, this is not a problem because they're not allowed to do that. They can't charge a different payment source as a backup for this payment source. It only works because the credit and the ACH were the same account. And because my credit is trash and I don't have a credit card, I have to use my bank card. So I never noticed this in the past 10 years with PayPal because I always use a credit card with PayPal because I want my 5% cash back or 2.5% cash back. I want my 2.5% cash back, so I always used a credit card, so I never experienced this. And once I started using a bank card, oh boy. So yeah, just be aware of that. Don't hate on them. The My problem with what they're doing is they're not transparent about it. That's my problem with what they're doing. Is they're not being transparent. And they're going to do it anyway, but I wish they were a bit more transparent about it, so at least you'd be aware of it. Now, this is kind of cool. Now, this is something you have to be careful with on Temu, because this kind of stuff, you can a lot of times get it for as cheap or cheaper locally. So, well, one thing is this is region 0, which means it has no region. So you can put this in any DVD player. It's a region-free disc. So what we can do is we can do a search and see if this is available cheaper. Oops, screen. Yeah, see? Walmart 24, Best Buy 25, Walmart 27, Amazon 27. You could probably get a used one. Yeah, 16. Nope, that's it. Well, new and used 27. So yeah, it's about the same price here. If you're already ordering other stuff, great, save a couple dollars. Otherwise, you're not really saving a whole lot of money. This kind of stuff you don't usually get cheaper. So, never be afraid to, even Amazon sometimes will have a better deal. And then you also have to be careful of the scumbags. They'll show you something like this. What's that look like to you? I mean, does that look like a coin? Sure looks like a coin to me, doesn't it? Would it surprise you to learn you're actually getting this? Watch. Well, this one might actually be a coin. Maybe. Okay, this one's hard to tell. I haven't ordered one of these yet because I don't know exactly what it is. This makes it hard to determine. Is this stamped? Meaning, is Artemis 2 moon mission stamped and then this is painted? Or is this actually flat and this is just a UV paint job, print job inside that flat coin? I don't know which is which. Now, if they do the 3D correctly, um, UV, like the UV one, can do three-dimensional prints, meaning they can layer the ink thicker and thicker until you get the effect of an embossed print. You're getting. I have that turned down to low. You shouldn't be getting another commercial that soon. Here, how about this? How about we do mid-roll, manual. There. See if that turns them off. That's annoying. And YouTube's the only game in town. Um, I have no YouTube ads on my PC. I'm not entirely sure how I did that. Um, well, this PC might not have the same plugins. Let me see if I can tell you how I do that. Downloads? Nope, that's not it. Is this one? Okay. Ad block detector bypass. Ad guard, ad blocker. It looks like that's all. And I have a Facebook container to keep Facebook in a cage. It looks like that's all I have. I have ad block detector bypass and ad guard ad blocker, and I get no ads on YouTube, even when I watch movies. So try those two. My computer died, so I can't tell what's on that. Not yet. The display port died on it. I'm gonna have to get that second display port connector and see if that fixes it. So this one isn't unsure, but if it doesn't say it's a coin, it's a brooch with a dome on top. And yet they post a picture that definitely makes it look like it's not. I hate when they just straight up lie. But, usually somewhere they're telling you the truth and you gotta just pay attention. Oh, I know. Oh my god, that printer is so amazing. Especially now that we know third-party inks work. Oh, man. If I had the cash for that. Mm. You can make some money with those things. Oh boy, could you make some money with those things. I still haven't gotten one of these because I still don't know what it is. I'm waiting for somebody to post pictures of what they received. Is this a three-dimensional bell? Or is this like a flat acrylic plate? Can you show those add-ons one more time and I will screen grab them? What add-ons? So I keep hoping someone is going to post. Um, because the pictures mean shit. They can be renders. Oh yeah. Now this is a different computer, so no guarantee this is all I have. Manage extensions. But on this particular machine, it's AdGuard ad blocker and ad block detector bypass. Well, let's find out. Let's switch to, yes. Let's switch to this, and let's do a YouTube video. And in fact, the best way is to play one of those free movies, because they always have ads. Let's see. How do I find a free movie? But usually I just see them every now and then. I never actually went looking for one. Because there might be a plugin that's on the other computer that I can't show you right now. Because that computer's broken. This guy makes me so jealous. He got a 100 kilowatt hour battery pack for 1,600 bucks. Oh, I would just love to have my original 30 kilowatts back. That was enough for me to go anywhere in Albuquerque. I can make a round trip to anywhere in Albuquerque with my car. Okay, that's not working. Free movies? There we go. Free with ads. Truman Show. Come on. Short Circuit's available free with ads. I just might watch that. There. And if you losers who haven't seen Short Circuit yet, I don't want to hear no excuses. Go watch Short Circuit. No more excuses. Watch Short Circuit. Yeah, no ads. Looks like it tried to, but it didn't play them.
Maybe not today. Stat!
Yeah, so far no ads. So I think that might work. I'm going to watch that later. Oh, no, no, no. I turned it off by accident. Yeah, it looks like I have Ad Block Plus, but it looks like it's turned off. So I'm guessing it doesn't work anymore. Jenny 5 is alive. I love Short Circuit. Even the crappy sequels were pretty damn good. You get what you pay for on Timu. The problem with Timu is that you actually get what you pay for, and most people have no idea what they pay for. We go and buy something like this, and we have an expectation of price and quality, um, and we don't realize the difference that between what they pay versus what they charge us. And once you start to realize that, it's wow. uh, for example, I love garden flags. I absolutely love these garden flags. They're one of my favorite things. Um, but you have to watch out because they're the well. I guess the even if it is cheap quality, if you like it and the price is right, then get it anyway. But just be aware. So, for example, this one here, the seller is actually being honest. This is a garbage flag, but it's also a garbage flag price, $2. How do I know this? Single sided. Okay. What that means is that this is double sided. This is this is double sided and double layered. So see how it says welcome and it says welcome. That's because it's double sided. There's actually two layers here. There's two layers of fabric here. If I can get them to come apart, come on. It's really hard to do sometimes. Basically, there's two pieces of fabric here that are sewn together, and both pieces of fabric are printed. Now, this is the lower quality one. It's the smooth polyester one, but it's decent because you don't really see through it. So this is what I would call like a level 2, level 3 hybrid. It's smooth, but it's properly double sided, and it's got good resolution. The print actually looks nice. What's over here? The print actually looks nice. Then you have ones that are single sided. The ones you see at Walmart and the dollar store, that's usually the single sided ones. Um, it's this, but then this here is the back side of the other side, meaning everything's backwards and dull because you're looking through it. Those are garbage. That's what this is. Now, depending on where you're setting it up, single sided might be fine. But also make sure you're paying an appropriate price. If I'm buying a single sided flag, $2 is about my max. You want to charge $3, $4, $5. I want burlap and I want double sided. So look for words like double sided and single sided, and look for pictures that show the texture. So this here, he's being honest. This is how big it is. He says single sided, so he's not trying to cheat you. Um, so this is going to be a pretty low quality flag, but it's also a very low price, and I'm okay with that for that price. Here's another one. Let's see. 2D, flat, kitty hammock celebration, polyester. They're all polyester, by the way. Is it single sided or not? This one I would be questionable of. I've gotten nice flags for $2, but this is probably single sided. The fact that he does not say double sided, he does not show a close up of the texturing, and the price is $1.86, probably single sided. That doesn't mean don't buy it, but it does mean be aware of what you're getting, or you will be very disappointed. Ooh, those are cool looking. These are almost never available. 9X? Really? That's almost worth gambling on. The only thing I don't like the non-stretch, because that means if they don't fit, they will not fit. Oh man, that's tempting. Come on, why couldn't you use stretch fabric? If you use stretch fabric, it would be a non-problem. Those are kind of cool. I'm going to add them to the cart, but I'm going to think about it. I'm going to see if I can find somebody else selling something similar that might have better pictures. Most importantly, well, that's kind of cool. Um, Pictures from people who've bought it. This has no reviews. Damn. And these pictures could be renders. The image, yeah, I could do an image search, but it's minimally helpful. Just click on it and then click on. Oh, where's the image search? It's easier on the phone. Oh, that's right. Temu, you can't do an image search from the PC. You can only do it from the phone. Okay, so add to cart, and I'll do the image search on the phone later. Yeah, for some reason you can't do it on the PC, only from the phone. Ooh. Yeah, I'm looking for the catch. Yeah, this is okay. So this is something you have to be careful of. Um, this says everyone ASA glass fiber, 1 kilogram roll, because it's 2.2 pounds. Here's the problem. This tells me I'm getting 2 rolls. One roll of black, 2.2 pounds. One roll of white, 2.2 pounds. Even though this says 6 kilograms. I'm betting what you're actually getting is this. One roll of each. $20 a roll for ASA glass fiber. Not bad, but it's not 6 kilograms. Um, you can almost guarantee you're not going to get 6 kilograms. So just you got to read it. That's not a bad deal. $9 a kilogram because you get 2-pack PLA golden color filament, 4.4 pounds, 2 kilograms. That's not a bad deal. Here we go. Let's check this one out. Wow, $1.37. I guarantee that's single sided. That is definitely single sided. And they can be very, very cheap. But then again, these are the kind of flags that you might want cheap. Um, because it's only $1.37 each. So for $11 you can get 10 of them. And you're never going to be able to use them again after this year because it's specific for 2026. So why do high quality if you don't have to? So in some ways that actually makes sense. That looks similar. Yeah, it looks like the same style. But all they have to do is make it stretch. Stretch would fix everything. Like this would be almost guaranteed to work if they do it stretch. But these are all so brand new that there's no user reviews yet. There's no user pictures. Wow. Dancy 3D. Uh, this guy? Here we go. There's a link. Why can't I press enter? Bastard. There we go. Subscribe. Yeah, small sizes. What do they have on here for the A1? Although AliExpress is probably better for that. A1 3D. There's nozzles. Oh, these are all 0.4s. That's pretty expensive. I can get those on Amazon for that price. That's not a bad price. Not a whole lot for the A1. Let's try AliExpress. Not what I wanted. Oh man. Oh, what time is it? 1:30. We're good. Okay. 2:30. I gotta get out of here. We got the Roadrunner pantry today. What does that say? Oh, come on. Where is it? Don't do that to me. You're not going to show it to me? You little bastard. I want to see what that says. There it is. Oh, come on. The fuck out of my face. I'm not doing it. I want to see what that fucking sign says. And if I let it log me in, it'll refresh the page and it'll go away. What is your problem? It shouldn't be that difficult. Hmm. Oh, I got some gooey leakage today. You gotta be kidding me. I just want to see the fucking words. There we go. Oh, I like that. I'm the quiet neighbor with the big freezer. And I gotta do this again. What? Leave. Jesus Christ. Why do they always have to do it twice? I don't get that. That's the other cool thing about a multicolor printer is you can start printing stuff like this really easy. Like really easy to print stuff like that. By the way, these bags are fantastic. If you can get them cheap enough, really good bags. Let me get rid of all. Oh, I want to save that for David. Um, I'm gonna save the 5X for now. Yeah, I know. It's very annoying. I think there's a setting I can set to adjust that. Okay. A1 3D. So $12. No, that's not choice. Is there any benefit to the star-shaped PTFE tube? Wow, I didn't know the SV08 was so expensive. Jesus. That's 500 millimeters cubed, right? What? I wish the AMS units weren't so damned expensive. It costs as much as the printer to buy an AMS. That one's $13 out the door. Choice, $10 free shipping. Is this the one that puts a screen on the front? Really? Oh, for Christ's sake. Always something. Always something. Oh, something else I want to check out is Maker World. See what's available. Log in. Can you? Okay. Now, do I tell it somewhere um, what my printer is? I already clicked log in. Why are you making me do it again? Why are you making me do it all again? There it goes. User profile. I guess they don't have that option. Okay. I'll also be able to print these kind of things too, which I think is going to be a lot of fun. Because that's the kind of thing where you can print, a dozen of them on the print bed. That's one thing where it's good that they stick with the 256 cube build volume. It's kind of like an Apple move there, where by doing that, they ensure a huge compatibility across all of their files, which is not a bad idea. Oh, cool. It's not multicolor. I don't care. I want it. So I want that, and I want that. I should have got both, right? Yes, 3MF and... Okay. Oh, wow. Wow. Do they actually print that nice? Jesus. That's gorgeous. Was it? Is it only the prime pieces? They don't have the rooks and the pawns? King, queen, bishop, knight, rook, and then what the fuck? Oh, that's the pawn, right? Yeah, that's right, because there's two bishops, two knights, and two rooks. Okay. Yeah. No, it's got them all. It is my dumbass brain. King, queen, two bishops, two knights, two rooks, and eight pawns. I like that too. And the nice thing is they have an entire series, entire following behind this no AMS concept. Basically, you print the parts in separate colors and then put them together, which I love because then you have multicolor without the waste. There's Toothless, nice. I love this idea too. These the flexi flags kind of stuff, flex weave. That's awesome. A life size macaw, huh? A no AMS Grogu. Oops. Pika pika. Ooh, I kind of like that. The polyhedral wings should result in good stability too. Cute lizard. What the hell is his name? Bruiser, Bowser, something like Bowser. It's Bowser. This is cute too. You stick your credit card in there and use it at the touch registers. It's awesome. The look on people's faces like, what the fuck? Oh, I got the freaking little I got the freaking little strand working, and the little tiny LED controllers work perfectly with it. That's what I want, the AMS top mount. Now, where do you get that? Mm-hmm. There is an official download available for it, right? AMS A1 top mount. There it is. Click and swap to line up what? Why are you making me do that? Dumbass. Yeah, I'll get that printed out. The duck's cute. Cool. Now that's actually a pretty cool touch. And that's the kind of thing where you know your neighbor's a good neighbor if he recognizes that. Ah, cool. Oh Jesus. That's wrong to make them that tiny. Very cool. Beautiful. I don't envy the support removal. Ooh. I love me a blackbird. Oh, that's cool. The Gary. Oh God, that's cute. Look at his face. Oh, only the 3MF is available. Let's see what else they have for SR71. Oh, there's the cute little otter. Oh, that's adorable. Oh, I did it again. Gingerbread dragon. I've seen these in person. They're absolutely gorgeous. They're so wasteful, but so gorgeous. But this is where a tool changer really comes in handy. You can make stuff like this without wasting. Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to try to print one of these. I mean, why would you not? You know what I mean? Any suggestions for really good things to print that are worth the effort? I don't know if I want to print that, but I'll download it. Unsinkable. Wanna bet? Don't tempt me. Yeah, I bet it does. I mean, well, the good news is the waste is cheap colors. If you're just doing brown and white. The bad news is if you want to do a nice one, you're going to do it in wood PLA because that wood PLA is going to work really well for that model. But wasting that much wood PLA, oh man. No AMS and no support? Really? I'll give that a shot. A knitted capybara. Oh my god, I love cookie CAD filament. I've never printed with it because I can't afford it. But oh, their colors are amazing. And they have it in all the cool stuff. You can get their cool colors in ABS, in TPU, in PETG, in PLA. You know, Atomic does that too. It releases other plastics in the cool colors. Oh man. Ow. A rubber band power plane that actually works? Like it can handle the stress load? Huh. I'll give that a shot. I mean, I doubt it flies very long, but if it flies for 10 seconds, I'll be impressed. See, that's the problem though, is that to make really nice multicolor prints, you really need a tool changer because the first thing that happens when you see a multicolor print is you start thinking of Cookie CAD and Protopasta and Atomic and 3D Fuel, and then you start thinking about all the waste of those $50 a kilogram filaments. Oh my god! If you want a Protopasta Dragon, it's gonna be $150. And I'm gonna have to print a Stitch. And I guess an Angel would be as easy as changing the color, huh? Now she is a different character though. Does this include both? Because she's gonna want Angel too. Resale of the printed model is forbidden. Sorry, you don't have a choice. Once a model is printed, that's my personal property. Now, what you can do is forbid commercial sale of printed models. But you can't tell a first sale doctrine belongs to the owner of the property, not you. I know what he means. He means don't be a cheap motherfucker and sell his shit. But you gotta remember that that's not what you have the right to. There's Angel. Oh, that cute little iguana. See, this is the kind of thing where you poke his eyes out and you just print the eyes separate. I love the little articulated critters. I don't know why, I just like them. Oh, yeah. Okay. I like that. 90s hydration. Yes, it does have that jazz, super soaker kind of vibe going for it, doesn't it? Oh, it's just a keychain, not the actual coolie thing? That could work too. Flexi geckos. Who doesn't love a gecko? Now here's the other cool thing about um it's not something that's cool about bamboo. It's cool about what bamboo has created by creating an ecosystem around a universal print size essentially. It's that someone else can do the work of tuning the print profile and all you have to do is download and print. It's about as close to turnkey as you could possibly get. Oh, that's cute. Urban Toothless. Cool. Nice. See, I don't really want the regular dragon. It's like, yeah, whatever, it's a dragon. But that gingerbread dragon, I held one of those once. That's amazing. But that's another reason why I want a printer like the the Elegoo. Because, that kind of a dragon, you want to print it big. That's the kind of thing where you want it big. Okay, now the only problem with this design here, as cool as that looks, there's no dihedral in the wing, which means there's nothing to help self-stabilize the flight. And while the leading edge has a sweep, the trailing edge has an anti-sweep, so it cancels each other out. Then you have this tail, and as cool as that tail looks, that creates a problem, because this has a dihedral, it's a V-tail basically, which does provide a tiny bit of stability. But then you have a second identical V-tail with an anhedral, which cancels out the stability gain of the dihedral in your regular V-tail. So basically, this is going to be neutrally stable at best. You really need to give this a little bit of a dihedral for that to be stable. Oh, I want to print that too. That actually looks pretty detailed. As simple as that is, that's absolutely gorgeous. Ooh, nice. That looks like the F-22. Looks like kind of a mix between the F-22 and the F-23. It's got the wing of the F-23, but the empennage of a F-22. Mm. Ooh, Tomcat. Hell yeah. Oh, that's cute. And a little mini fidget, toothless. That's like the Moon City, but updated. This was Hogwarts. That's pretty too. Come on. Yeah, Galactic Armory makes some nice stuff. Yeah, well, it makes sense because I mean you're not doing this with a regular printer. It's not practical. Waste or not, it's just not practical. And so sticking with the 256 cube just makes sense. Wow, that's pretty. A flexi stitch. Ooh, a long easy. That looks like a long easy. Oh. Now that should be a two-part print. There's no reason to make this a multicolor print. You should be able to print that in two pieces. I hope, because the idea of doing this transparent so it glows is beautiful. I want the stitch. Wow, that's cool. Ooh, we did an orange one. Oh, very nice. It's stable too. That's cute. What? That's great. Oh, that's just awesome. That makes me wish I still had a Costco membership. Hey, what do you guys think of this? It's it's kind of silly, but it's also a little bit nostalgic and it's a little tactile. And I kind of like that idea. Um this would actually be better as a UV print rather than um a 3D print. Although in my case, 3D print something plain and then use an inkjet printer to print the rest of it. Um, I want to print music albums, either singles or entire albums, with discs this big. So something right in like the 1.5 by 1.5, or maybe the 2 by 2 inch. So probably smaller than 2 by 2 inch, bigger than 1 by 1 inch. Um, but you'd have a little tiny disc, be square or round, I guess, whatever you want, and I'm probably square with rounded corners. And it would have a picture of the album on it, and you would have a um, I mean, you'd have to use a PC at first, but later on you could use like a Raspberry Pi possibly. Although a phone would work. Theoretically, a phone should work. Now there would be no actual album in the little disc. Instead, you'd have a stupidly cheap little NFC tag. And that NFC tag would simply command you'd already have these MP3s on your computer, and you would just be going through your disc. I want to hear this song. And you would stick it on a little tray, an NFC receiver, and it would read the NFC tag and start playing that song. Think of it like a physical playlist, just for the nostalgia. You'd grab a handful of these and just, I want to hear this one, and you'd stick that on the plate, and it would just begin playing it, as if you stuck a disc in. I think that'd be kind of cool. I mean, practical? Not really, but that's not the point. The point is to be tactical, not tactical, tactile, to be touchy, to be memory drawing. I think that might be fun. Okay, I need to see those. I need to see that. I just think that would be fun. I think if you wanted to do full albums and you went a little larger, um, it would be interesting to if you could actually have like the music in the card. But how would you connect it? I don't know. Michelle's gonna want that. Print out a zillion ladybugs. Why not? That might be fun just because it's basically Lego rockets. Yeah, I wouldn't think they would. This is going to be a very niche item. But that's one thing that I love about LPs, about records, vinyl. It wasn't the sound quality, because, come on, the sound quality was garbage. I don't care who you are. LPs sound like shit. Unless you have an ultra clean disc that was made very well, and you have an extremely high quality turntable and stereo system, LPs sound like shit. But what I loved about the LPs was the giant album art. I freaking love the giant album art. Oh, screen. Fisherman's kit card. Was it like a little fishing rod? Iron Goose? Is that from Twin Tails? Oh, well, not Twin Tails. Blue was the pilot. Rescue Rangers. Is this Rescue Rangers, Iron Goose? That sure looks like it. I never saw it in Chrome though. Blue was the pilot's name. Is that what this is? Is this the Yeah, that is this. This is that one that I'm thinking of. He just can't use the words. You got it, I will. And thank you, Jerry. I appreciate it. Wow. Wish I had the money for that, but oh well. I want the original colors though. I want the yellow and red, man. I want the originals. Well, I guess you can print it any color you want. Yeah, definitely gonna want that. Because Michelle will absolutely kill me if I don't make her one. So, what does this look like? Normally, these snap fit models are garbage because they never quite fit together right. But these bamboo printers do such a good job that this might actually work. Wow. Let's follow it. Itty bitty domes! Nice. The actual banana peel is the flexi part. That's actually kind of cool. That's cool. That's a nice twist on that. I'm guessing they print it upside down. Oh no, they don't. There must be something in the middle that you remove. Yeah, see, they can't call it the Bat Car, so they have to give it different names. Ooh, the Felon. Monkey D. Luffy. Wow, these guys raised some serious money. Good for them. I love to see modelers making money. They put so much work. I mean, you guys see all the hours that I put into the silly, simple models that I make. Could you imagine the hours that go into some of the stuff these people create? Holy crap, that's beautiful. Wow. That's beautiful. Now, could you imagine this in multicolor? The waste would be phenomenal, but the result would be truly spectacular. I wonder if somebody's bothered to do it. It would not surprise me. This one did a basic two color. They did do it. Oh, this is airbrush. Okay, this one was painted. But you can get an idea. Look at that. Imagine if you could just print that. Wow. I wish I had that kind of skill. The kind of skill to design stuff that beautiful. That's incredible. Man, the skill they must have. The talent. Hmm. Oh, someone did the train. Look at that. Someone did the train. That's cool. Wrong colors, but cool. That's beautiful. I mean, that's really beautiful. This comes down to picking the correct filament. Really? Okay, that's kind of cool. Oh, hell yeah. That's awesome. A little dry rub to get a little texture on there. I heard my phone go off. Inches. I need inches. Bandicoot! She likes Crash Bandicoot too. This is neat. The car is the controller, and the controller is the car. Wow, that's beautiful. So simple. Ooh. Oh, hell yeah. Phantom. Uh-oh. Oh, I'll be getting out of here in about 10 minutes. 2:30 is the start time for the local Roadrunner pantry. I want to see what they got this week. Oh, I wish I could get my cat to wear that. He'd probably fight me. That's beautiful. Now, see, this is not something I would print on the bamboo because this is something I would scale up until it was 6 feet tall. Because why not? They have so many models. Wait a minute, is this the Hail Mary? That looks an awful lot like the Hail Mary, doesn't it? Not quite though. Huh. I'm gonna grab it anyway. It might be close enough. Yeah, I've seen it. I grabbed a couple of them that look very good. Well, let's see what these look like. They're not bad. The rook is nice. Let's do sci-fi chess. Nope, 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 nope. That's cool. Not what I want though. Hmm, not what I want. That's cool. Ooh, the Viking one's nice. Oh, the steampunk is nice too. Well, that's easy to fix. So anytime you have a chess set that you want to add some weight to it, you just model a hole going right up the center of the chess piece, and then you cut a piece of threaded rod and shove it in there. There you go. Weight's taken care of. Because you're right. You want your chess pieces to have a little weight to them. But that's easy to fix. Here, let me show you. Let's do the Vikings. I like that one. The steampunk one is really nice too. Hmm. You can't download STL, huh? Fucking mouse. Okay. I only have an old version of. If anybody knows where I can get a cracked version of Simplify 3D version 5, please let me know. I'm tired of having it to uninstall and reinstall. Let's see, Viking chess set. Extract all. Why won't you let me do that? Why are you being an asshole? Why won't you do that? Is it not extracted or something? Error parsing 3MF. Out of range index detected at line 23? What? The hell does that mean? Go away. Go away. Okay. File. Export. Plate as STL OBJ. Go there. There we go. File. Mesh. Separate connected parts. Okay. You guys cannot see what I'm doing because I'm being stupid. Come on. So I separated connected parts. I'm missing half the files. That's okay. I'll figure it out. Point is, let's grab you. File. Export model. All right. New. File too large. Ah. Do you have to annoy me? Go away. Go away. Where's my single goddamn file? Can you separate connected parts in this program? Um, I don't see a way to do that. Okay, so I want this file right here. Export. Let's just call it GGGGG. Where the hell did it go? Where did it save the damn file to? Stupid piece of trash. Oh, it saved it there for some reason. Why would it save it there? Stupid ass. Oh, would you go away? Okay. Let's go to simplify model, maximum quality, apply. And then we're going to fix by Windows repair algorithm. Export. Where the hell is the file? What the fuck? Where? Oh, it's on the desktop. That's why. Now, assuming your files aren't broken like these files were, and I had to separate them and repair them. And actually, I think you can do this in the slicer. I think Orca Slicer would let you do this using simple objects in the actual slicer. Make master. Yeah. Uh-huh. M6 by 10 is probably more than enough. Uh-huh. So what I do is I download the SolidWorks file. If it'll let me. It's not gonna let me. Of course, the one I pick. Step no threads. So something's wrong with this? I don't know why I wouldn't do the other one. There we go. That's interesting. That usually works. Although I never used this one before. What is it? It is an SLDPRT solid part. Okay. Convert to STL. Upload. Downloads. You can get almost any piece of hardware you want from McMaster Car. So what you do is you find yourself a common bolt size that's available at your shop and make yourself a model of it. And, really? Just extract the goddamn file. Okay, there's our model. Okay, now we import. And again, I believe you can do this in the slicer. Not what I wanted. Would you please stop doing that? There we go. Yeah, same thing. Negative space objects. That's right. That's exactly what I mean, Jerry. I'm just used to doing it in here. I already did it. And there it is. Okay. So, I believe this is an M8 bolt. So we're going to do this. Control D. But first, Control D. Invert. So you take this, you hide it temporarily. Select. Select. Join. This is a different color. Bring it back. Select. Select. Join. Now I have two. This is 6.2 by 6.2. So this should be an M6. It might not be, though. This might be an M8. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to replace it with a cylinder that is 6.2 by 6.2. Okay. And that's going to go in the center of that. Then I'm going to take this, I'm going to scale it up. Why won't you pick? 105%. Okay. And I'm going to make this 6.3 by 6.3. 0.3 by 6.3. Align. Center, center. Let's make this. Let's make it 30. We'll start off with 30 roughly. Now something else I want to do. I want to take this, Control D, flip it like that, join it. This gets rid of all the beveling. See, all the beveling's gone now. Now we take this and we join it. And now I have a tool that I can use to add an M6 bolt to any model I want. So I do is I take this, I just shove it, you stupid asshole. I shove it right up the ass of this thing, like that. Now the only thing is, go around and make sure nothing pokes out. Good, nothing pokes out. This is a pretty thick model, so I could probably get away with doing a center. Center, center. There you go. Okay? Now this bolt is bigger than the actual bolt will be. So you'll be able to slap your bolt right inside there. And this, of course, will print just fine because it's vertical. There you go. That's simple. Now, there is a couple of things we're going to correct. So we're going to bring this back out here. We're going to split you. Now, what I want to do is, let's see, 12 point that. So I need a 12.5. Take this, or 12.4, 12.2. I forgot about this part. This is my bad. Close enough. Okay. Delete this because I'm a dummy. Line, center, center. Okay, we are doing 48 sides. So we take a cone. We do the same 48 sides. How big is that? And why did you move it? Why do you have to move it? Why do you gotta fuck with me? All right, 12.3 is 6.15. 6.15. Height, 20, no, half of that, 6. Yeah. Line. Okay. We can make that a little bit taller, just like that. There we go. All right. Might as well keep it clean. This is 6.3, which is, that's going to be 4 with a base radius of 3.15. 3.15. Okay. Top radius of 1. Height of 3. A line here and here. These two get joined together. these two get joined together. Okay. These two need to be a different color. Okay. Now, this is designed for an M6 bolt. All the tolerances are now built in. I join this. I duplicate it. I make a hole. And this now goes in the center of this. Center, center, and join. I'm not going to miss runner. It's from 230 to 330. Okay, there you go. Now that will print with no supports and no overhangs. And you'll be able to take your M6 bolt and shove it right up the ass of this thing. You can make that as heavy as you want it to be. Now, if you have a shorter piece like a pawn, you take this and you separate it, and you shorten. You shorten this to accommodate whatever um, the length of the bolt that you're going to be sticking in the part. So you just adjust this. If you have room to add a bigger bolt, you can make it bigger. If you don't have as much room, you can make it smaller. So like your pawns, your king, etc. And then you just rejoin them. That's it. That's simple. This has enough tolerances in it. You'll be able to stick a bolt in there. I just stick a little bit of hot glue in there, then shove the bolt in. And it's got enough tolerances that the bolt will actually go up inside. So the bolt will not touch the bottom. So you won't have to worry about it rocking and bouncing. Something else you're probably going to want to do. Yeah, I would advise this. So this is 12.3 by 12.3. So that is 6.15. So let's make it 6.3. Let's bring the height down to here. Let's bring the top radius out to here. Not what I wanted. Okay. That might be enough. I might want a little bit more. 6.4, 6.6. Yeah, I like that better. Yeah, I like that better. There you go. So I would do that. That's going to give you just that little bit of bevel there. So you have no problem inserting it. And it should also reduce the likelihood of this creating a bulge that'll prevent the part from sitting level. Yep, you can do that. Oh, obviously you're going to put felt on the bottom of this, but you also want to make sure no plastic sticks out. Um, I wouldn't do chess pieces without a nice piece of felt on the bottom there. But there you go. Now you have a universal tool. You'll have to figure out what size pieces you're going to use to figure out what size bolt you can use. I would probably create 3 different generic bolts. I'd probably do an M3, an M6, and an M10. Um, so you could do small, medium, and large. Because even if the piece is large, the central core might not be big enough to accommodate a large bolt. So you'll have to use a small bolt. You can also, you might have a part that has a large core but doesn't go all the way up. So it might be like a base pedestal with a fancy thing on top. So what you do then is you just create a cutout tool for washers. And you just fill that bottom with steel washers. Once you figure out the common sizes you use, adjust whatever common sizes you use to be whatever's available at a 500 count for dirt cheap on Amazon. And that's what you do. But that's it. It's a little bit of work, but you only have to do it once. This will also strengthen the part a little bit because you're gonna have internal geometry inside there, which will help make things stronger. Um, But yeah, it's not too bad. Not too bad. This was obviously an easy one because it's all solid. I don't know why I did that. Ooh, cool. That's actually kind of cool. Like, for example, this one here is a perfect example. Um, you would have two choices with this. These are all pretty easy. This one, you might have to go down to the M4 size. So probably 4, 6, and 8, I would do. Um, Unless you think the M6 bolt is heavy enough, then just stay with the M6 and just use the M3 for stuff like this that might be too skinny. And then you have something like this. You have two choices. You can offset the M3 and have it come up further, or you can have your indent stop here and just fill this with washers. I'd probably do washers. So M6, 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 washers, M6, M3, or a short M4, or washers. Because they're the same size base as this, so the same washer base for this will fit this. Um, but there you go. That's not hard. And if you have a piece where you can't quite add enough weight, depending on what your customer's paying you, you can buy tungsten cubes. Um, do not use titanium. Do not use aluminum. Those are very lightweight metals, relatively speaking. Ah, come on. Just go back. What the fuck is this? Just go away. Like, for example, this. This one would be more difficult to do. What are you doing? Why did you do that? Because you're an idiot. Let's see. Like, for example, this here. This one here, you'd have a tough time adding weight to it. So for something like this, I might actually modify the entire chess set. You see how it has this double donut base here? I would double that. I would copy this base, duplicate it, so it was 4 donuts. And that would give me enough space to add washers to the bottom of this to make it nice and heavy. And no one who ever looks at it will ever know. Because you can't exactly have it come up the middle, because you're going to see the bolt. Unless you want to add that to it. But I wouldn't want to. So that in that case, I would double the bottom and add washers. Unless 2 or 3 washers was enough. Maybe 2 or 3 will be enough for that. I don't know. This is another one that might be a hard one to do. Nope, they're solid. I thought they were more hollow. So you got plenty of space in the base here to add washers. Deep sea is nice. I like the steampunk. That's cool. I also like these chessboards that have actual surrounds. They're actually designed to look like something. Yeah, damn right. It would give that steampunk aesthetic too. Aw, kitty cats, dogs vs cats. Oh wow, that's actually pretty hot. That's pretty cool. Wow. Very nice. I actually want to print that. And the wastage wouldn't be so bad since it's strict color changes. Another nice one for color change purposes. Hmm. I'm gonna have to look through this. Some of these look pretty nice. Ooh, the Egypt one's nice. I like this Gothic one too. Now, the cool thing about chess sets, if you have a multicolor one that has a lot of waste, it's kind of a gamble because you don't want to print out more than you're going to use. Because if you can't sell them, then that's just as bad as waste. But you could do um, each chess piece by themselves and just print a lot of them. So instead of printing 2 rooks, you could print 20 rooks, and you'll have enough rooks for 10 sets. That would really spread the waste out over a large number of prints instead of over 1 or 2 prints, or use a tool changer. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to Jerry. Thank you to Big Bad Joe. Thank you to um what's it, Miker 007 for sponsoring half of the Bamboo Labs A1. I would not have been able to get that without him. And thankfully, I'm in a month where I'm actually current on all my bills. So I'm not behind on anything. So I can afford to take that $200 and put it toward that. So that makes me happy that I'm going to actually be able to do some multicolor. um, that's it. I will see you all guys later. Don't forget, if you want to send some help and support, I got Patreon. So that gives me monthly support. You pick the amount. You send that amount to me every month automatically. And for instant on-site support, I have PayPal at Nerys.com and Zelle at Nerys.com. The nice thing about Zelle, it's direct right into my bank account. I don't have to transfer. I don't have to do anything. So it works out real nice. And no taxes. um, that's it. I will see you guys later. Be good.